Go ahead, Antoine. And this,
Internet.
yeah, go ahead. How old are you?
40.
40. All right.
Yes.
What do you have to add to the topic?
Well, I think I generally agree that you shouldn't kind of sign up for something if you don't have the proper intentions. And I think generally people know what they want when they initially enter into an agreement or want to go on a date. But sometimes people are kind of unsure of what they want in a relationship or
Uh-huh.
what
Are
they
you
want
married
from
or
that
are you
particular
married or are you
person.
single? I forgot to ask you. Are you married or are you single?
It's okay. I'm divorced.
Okay. So what do you mean people don't know what they want?
Well, so a person may, a woman may see a man and he may ask her on a date and she may agree. And she could be at any place in her life where maybe she's just beginning to get into the dating scene again, or maybe she's been dating for a while. And maybe she's had some bad situations, or, maybe it's not she's uninterested in him, but maybe she just has some other considerations that may impact or affect how how she's moving through that dating phase. And so while she may not be ready to date, ready to have sex initially, it may not be that she's using him for money or using him for something that's not willing to put in
I
the
want you to
work.
understand how what men
Maybe,
are hearing. What men are hearing is maybe she is, and maybe she's not, and maybe this, and maybe that, and possibly that ain't got nothing to do with us. Nothing.
okay.
You know what that got to do with us? When you get your
Well,
shit together,
well,
call. No, 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 no. I'll let you go on. You know what that has to do with men?
okay.
Respect everything you have to say. When you get your shit together, call me.
Hmm.
When maybe is no longer come out of your mouth, call me.
Right. I, I, I think you're right about that. So even though, so I think a woman should be in a proper position today. I don't think you should go in kind of half ready or half willing.
So
Sometimes you don't
so
know
so
exactly.
I so I'm gonna have to offer pushback. Then why would you give me that example?
Well, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes when you begin
No,
dating,
no,
it
no.
can.
We don't. See, that's the thing. We don't have to French toast. No, ma'am. You're a
Hmm.
grown woman, and the women you're
Hmm.
talking about are grown damn women. Would they
Right.
go to apply for a job if they did not plan on showing up to the job?
Hmm.
Would they go, well, these women you're talking about go apply for a job if they did not intend to show up and do the job?
Well, no. So I'm not saying that they
No,
don't go
ma'am.
to.
Then stop.
Mhm.
Stop.
Okay, excuse.
Stop
I'm
right
sorry.
there. We're not combating,
Hmm.
but you need to follow the logic.
Hmm.
Why would that woman not go apply for a job
Hmm.
if she had the intentions of not showing up?
Right. Well,
Why would she do
I don't
that?
think you should apply. Uh,
No, no, no. Listen to
mhm.
what I'm asking.
Why would she? Right. You said
Yeah,
why
well,
would she
listen
do
to what I
that?
asked. Why would a
Okay.
woman, like you described, why would a woman go through the job interview and application process if she
Mm.
full well knew she didn't have any intention to go to the job? Why would she do that?
Okay. I, she um I know you want okay to answer your question. I
Uh-huh.
think she maybe some women do that. I don't if she was
No,
doing that, it would
ma'am,
probably
don't
be for a
overcomplicate it.
malicious.
Don't overcomplicate it.
I don't know why someone would do that. I mean, when I apply for a job and when I go somewhere, I plan to attend.
That's the whole
So I
point, ma'am. So in other words, I ask you, why would a woman go apply for a job,
mhm.
go through the application process? She wasn't intending to go to the job. And the answer is you wouldn't do that. Why? Because it'd be a waste of time.
Yes, I'm making a slightly
What we
different
need to
point.
get back to, people, is simple answers. You ladies are so used to talking and trying to baffle men with the BS that you can't even be direct.
Please forgive me.
I'm just
that
saying
wasn't my
women in general,
intention.
ma'am. I didn't say you in particular. But what I'm saying is
Hmm.
everything you were saying, maybe she's this, maybe she's that, maybe she's this, then that woman does not need to be out on a dating market.
Hmm. Right. I typically agree with that. I don't think a woman should go out with a man if she has no intention of
You typically
if
agree
she has
with it? You
bad.
typically agree with it? You typically?
I don't think. I don't think a woman should go. I don't think a woman should go. I don't think anyone should do anything if they don't have pure or good intentions. They have bad faith or bad intentions. I don't think a person should
Then
engage in
why
any
would you come
conduct.
in making? Then why would you come in making possibilities for women to have bad behavior?
I don't make excuses for women. I
Yes,
don't
you
make
did,
excuses
man.
for
Maybe you don't.
anyone.
Maybe you guys don't recognize that. But when women like
Mm,
yourself come in and you start offering up possible reasons why the women do stuff, and you
mm-hmm,
know it's wrong, you guys just
mm,
don't call it wrong. You just try to
mm-hmm.
explain it away like there's a reason, ma'am. There's
I,
always a reason why what we do what we do.
I I just think that sometimes people they need to. Everyone isn't as aware of themselves as they could possibly be. I know you talk about where they think they are may not be where they actually are. So I don't think it's always bad
Ma'am,
faith
we're
and bad
talking about
intentions.
what percentage of the dating population do you think are just confused and don't know where they are? Of all the women out there, of the
Mm-hmm.
women who are of dating and mating age, what percentage of women are you talking about? Just guess.
Of uh, dating and mating age, people who I think are
Of the
dating with
women on the
bad
dating
intention
market,
or
of the woman, the mindset you're talking about, what percentage of the
mm,
female population is
I,
that?
I think a very small percentage of the
What is that? What
population.
is that? What is it? Give me a number.
Maybe okay. Maybe people who are
The number, just the
unaware
number,
of
just the
them.
number. No need, no more
Okay, I
words.
want
Just
to
the
make sure I
number.
understand the question. Sorry. Um,
Ma'am, you just
okay,
said,
people. Okay,
oh
yes,
God,
please clarify. Sorry, I think maybe
stop,
people who are unaware.
stop,
Maybe.
stop.
Okay.
Take a breath. Okay.
Okay. I'm
I
sorry.
just said, you just said that you don't think that maybe people aren't where they think they are. And okay,
Hmm.
that's just like we talk about people who are overweight and obese, and we start
Hmm.
talking about people who have thyroid conditions. I ask
Hmm.
what percentage of the people who are overweight or obese have thyroid, and people say less
Hmm.
than 5%. I'm asking the thing you're willing to take time to talk about, what percentage of the women is that?
I think there is a high percentage of women who are
Oh,
unaware of
Jesus Christ.
themselves, but I don't excuse the conduct.
Ma'am,
Even
I
though
don't
I
care
think
about the excusing, ma'am. You
of,
just said I think it's a
of
small percentage, then it's a high percentage.
well, when you clarify the question, I just the way I
This
understood
is
it
what I need
initially
you
was a little
guys to
bit different.
understand, man. And you're how old again?
I'm 40.
Do you remember your grandmother or your great grandmother?
Yes.
Did you grow up around them?
Yes.
When your grandparents were this age, were they as indecisive sounding as you are?
Well, I don't think I sound indecisive, but they were very
Yes, you really
direct.
do, man.
Okay. I
Because
think I, I
what you're doing is you're
mm,
trying to explain or give a reason why women may do the wrong thing in dating. And then you're trying to justify, well, reason why they did the wrong thing is because may not be aware why they're doing the wrong thing. And I'm calling bullshit to all of it. And I'm saying,
mhm.
even if it did exist, what percentage of the population is out here unaware that they're really not ready to date because they haven't healed yet or whatever? What percentage of the population
Mhm.
is out here moving like, well, I thought I was ready to date, but when I went out, I really wasn't over? What percentage of the population? And you
Um,
and you say it's a large percentage or a small percentage? Which one? Large, small.
I I just think
Large,
there are a
small.
lot of.
Large, small.
I think there's a. I don't want to call it
Large,
critical mass, but I
small.
think
Large, small. Large, small.
I think I think there are more people
Large,
who are
small. Large,
okay.
small. Large, small.
Okay. I, I don't know how to answer that question. I think it's
Large,
a
you
large
put it out
number.
here, ma'am. You put it out
Okay, I
here.
think it's
You've
a
taken
large
my
number of
time.
people
You've taken my
who
audience,
are.
and now I'm to the point to where I have to be this direct with you. I didn't put this on
Okay,
the
I'm
table. I
sorry.
was going with you, but now you're going to have to stand on what you said. Is it a large percentage,
Yes,
more than 50%, or is it less than 50% of the women?
I I think there are
More
a
than
lot of women who
50%, less than 50%. No other words needed. No, I think, no hot sauce, no more or less.
um probably
See what I'm showing you guys? I've given clear parameters, and she refuses to go with what I'm asking. It's always going to be what the
because
fuck they want to do. I said large
I
or
don't
small, and you keep on adding around. I said more or less, and you still. I said no other words needed. All you have to do is follow the answers, comply. But the Order 66.
Execute
The
Order
inability for our women to
66.
comply
I don't
with
want
a
to
simple request.
I don't want to misrepresent the answer. I
You
think
then, ma'am. Now I'm going to get upset. Don't
I
give me
don't
this
want to make you
bullshit
upset.
about you don't want to misrepresent what you said. And this is another problem. They don't want to hold women accountable for shit. And I didn't ask you if you talk about Brenda, Keisha, Moquita, Linda, Karen. We're talking about women in general, and you still don't want to,
They
ma'am, large, small,
I don't
50% or more, 50% or less. Which one is it? Because I'm really about to.
I don't
Then, ma'am,
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
have to
about
go.
women.
Then you're
I
gonna
don't
have to go. Then if you're not, no, you're not gonna. If you're gonna answer the
oh,
question, I'm gonna move on. More than 50%, less than 50%. That's the only question that's out there.
okay, I'll go with less than 50%.
How much less,
I don't maybe 40%.
ma'am? The reason why we're where we are right now, is because
Hmm.
you brought this case out here. You said, well, I don't think that a lot of people may be as aware as they are.
Hmm.
All right. And I'm saying, okay, then of the dating female public, what percentage of the population? Because you made a smaller case. I'm saying, what percentage? And you have spent the last 3 minutes avoiding answering what you're talking about.
Yes. Well, that's the only reason I did that is
Then why
because
are you
I was
talking
answering.
about it? No, I don't want to know
I,
why. I want to know why you're talking about something that you can't quantify. Even I don't need numbers that are verified by NASA. I don't need
mhm.
particular. I don't need. No, ma'am. This is important. I
Okay.
don't need numbers that you're going to present to Congress. I just need to know: are you talking about a minority or a majority?
Okay.
And we
So
have spent the better part of 5 minutes of you dancing around this.
okay, so I've answered your question. So
No,
let's
you
go
really
ahead and
haven't, ma'am.
say
You've answered. No, you
I said
haven't.
40.
No, you haven't. The question I asked you was what percentage of the women. I've had to make it almost at the first grade level to even move the conversation. You have not answered my question.
I thought I just answered it by saying 40%, but I
That's not my.
the
That was
reason
not my
why
original question. I asked you
okay,
what
here's
percentage
your
of
original.
female. I said what percentage of female dating population would you think is moving around out here like that? And I'm doing
But
this for a reason, audience. I'm doing this for a
mhm,
reason.
mhm.
I want you to understand, audience. I'm doing this for a reason.
The only reason I say that is because what percentage do I think of women are not necessarily in a position? I don't date women, so I don't know. But women who are not in a position to to date in a healthy space, I think it's a large percentage of women who are not able to to date in a healthy space. But in terms of what percentage of people do I think are intentionally doing things that they
I want the audience to understand that women in general, our women in particular, would rather fucking waste time talking about a tangential point that has really nothing to do with the bulk of what we're talking about. This happens every day on YouTube. Every day. If there are men and women in a space, you are guaranteed to have at least one disruptive agent who will sit there and discuss fringe shit. Anytime you see a panel with men and women, you are almost guaranteed to have one woman who will sit there. Well, I don't know. Well, where'd you get that fact from? Well, where this? Where? I don't can't verify. Their position is to not move the conversation one bit. It's to keep it fucking stuck. Remember, she brought this point up. She said, well, hey, maybe there are women like this, maybe there are women like that. I'm like, okay, well, all right, cool, maybe they are. But if 100% of the single women out there, what percentage of women we're talking about? And what she didn't want to say is what we all know, probably less than 2%. Probably less than 2%, but let's just even say it was 5%. That means 95% of the women, even if it was 10%, it's still insignificant. We spent 5 freaking minutes talking about something that does not make a difference. And you know why this is so important? Because this is Generation X. This is the breakdown in our relationships. This is the result of
Execute Order 66.
We're supposed to be married to and dealing with. But how do you expect us to deal with anybody if you can't even agree? You can't even compromise. You can't even comply to a simple fucking question. We're supposed to be the next ones up after the baby boomers go. That's our role. We're supposed to be teaching the younger ones coming up. And these are the women? Won't hold them accountable, won't hold them responsible, don't want to overspeak, don't want to generalize, don't want to say anything to possibly offend. Well, then why the hell are you here? I want you guys to understand that for men over 40, these are the women we were tasked with marrying and moving the culture and the community forward. So when my critics and detractors say, well, how can he give advice? He's divorced. Being divorced, this doesn't disqualify me from talking about relationship. It actually qualifies me more. I am out here in it. And whether you agree with my tactics or my tone or not, the point is, it is in a small percent. But what did I say? Women refuse to make distinctions amongst men, hold women accountable. What did I say? They refuse to make distinctions amongst men, refuse to hold women accountable, and refuse to be direct. Distinction amongst men, hold women accountable, be direct. How do you build anything with women who do this? How? We're supposed to lead something? Well, it depends on what the definition of is. It depends on what this means. It depends on that means. Well, it could be. Well, I know one person one time who had 3 toes, and her 3 toes kind of threw her off balance. And the thing that threw her off balance made sure that one leg was shorter than the other. She walked with a limp. Because she walked with a limp, it made her back hurt. Because she had her back hurt and her head hurt. And when her head was hurting, she couldn't always have clear thoughts, so her thoughts are always jumbled because those 3 toes. And that really impacted on her decision making on relationships and shit. So if she had 5 toes, she might have had better posture and thus not had so many headaches and migraines. It might have been a better ass wife or some. Shut the French toast up. Yeah, if you're gonna try to troll, you should do better than that. You can't do that. You can't really troll me. I'm too good for you. See, I see you trolls coming a mile away. So, no, man, we're done. There's nothing else for us to talk about. I don't want to be mean to you. I really don't. I'm going to ask you to leave. You can go ahead and do that. Thank you.